Well, it's a sad, very, very sad one. Welcome to Just Because of Manchester United YouTube channel. It's a YouTube channel where we discuss everything in Manchester United. Forgive my lack of hype, my lack of my down mood. Let's just say every Man United fan around the world would probably be in the same mood as I am at the moment, seeing as we just lost a very huge opportunity to salvage what is left of a very disappointing and tumultuous season. United were defeated 1-0 by Spurs in the final of the UEFA Europa League. Tottenham ended their 17-year trophy drought. Postecoglou kept his word. He said he usually wins things in the second season and he just won them the Europa League. They'll be getting £100 million. They have an opportunity to win another title very early into the new season when we obviously play the UEFA Super Cup, and they will be in the Champions League next season, despite being 17th in the Premier League. Let's quickly review the game together. Like I said earlier, every Man United fan around the world would probably be in a very sad and sober mood at the moment, seeing as the team lost a very great opportunity to at least get something out of this very horrible season. A very forgetful season. I'm not one to throw around blames, but I think Amorim needs to put his hands up and say yes, he sort of gave the game away. No disrespect to Tottenham, I don't think they did enough offensively to have won that game, but defensively they were superb. I was a bit skeptical. I was way more than a bit when I saw the lineup. After the Chelsea 1-0 loss at Stamford Bridge, Amorim said he felt like he's seen his best 11 for the Europa League final, and I was very disappointed when I saw the lineup. I understand you not playing Lindelof. I'm obviously starting Luke Shaw, which is understandable. Euro, who has been one of our best winners this season, Maguire. I didn't have a problem with the backline. Those were the available legs, the best available legs, and those were the ones we needed to use. But where I had issues was from the midfield to the forward line, because you watch the Chelsea game and you see how little an impact Rasmus Højlund has had, and how less impactful he's been against this Tottenham side all season long. Before tonight, we've lost twice against them, twice in the league and one in the Carabao Cup. And he has had little to no impact. And then you judge him by that Chelsea game, then you go ahead to start him tonight in our biggest game of the season, arguably our biggest game in the last decade. It says a lot about Amorim himself. Our best chance creator is Bruno Fernandes. Then you take him away from the 10th position and come and play him a deep line midfield role. We struggled in creating chances. Bruno himself struggled. He had a very bad game, and it was evident because he was playing in a position. He was playing as a deep line midfielder, and the instruction from Postecoglou was clear: play Bruno out of the game and let the others beat us. I felt like Garnacho deserved to start. He's done really well in the Europa League for us. He's done really well all season for us, and in the biggest game of the season, we decided to bench him. So it was a bit baffling, seeing Rasmus Højlund and Garnacho, or Rasmus Højlund and Mason Mount starting. No disrespect to them, quality players on their day, but that's the biggest game of our season. That's the biggest game in a decade. You need to be sure that you're out there with the best of the best. If I were to be in the shoes now, speaking in retrospect, definitely Højlund on the bench, probably start Bruno as a first 9, play Ugarte and Casemiro, let them do their thing. They've been the one that they've weathered the storm in this tournament already. They just play Garnacho. Give us as much bite as we have on the right as we have on the left. Because you see, Postecoglou understood that yes, Amado was going to eat on the right. Then he started doubling and triple teaming the guy. But on the left-hand flank was so open. There was nobody troubling them there. And it was a bit sad. Even Erik ten Hag that signed Højlund, he didn't start him in the FA Cup final against Manchester City last season. So a lot of people are saying Amorim has been very rigid with his system, and tonight sort of painted that picture for me. Like I said, I don't like throwing blames around. The result has come. Tottenham deserved it. They've also worked really hard to be here, but I felt like we gave it to them. The starting formation was nothing to write them about. And you could see the game. You see the way the game went. The first half was a bit drowsy, was a bit drab, a lot of fouls here and there, and they just nicked the goal at a very bad time to concede. Consider that goal, I think 42nd minute, just before the halftime break. Very bad goal also to concede. The way he came about, Bruno losing the ball in the midfield, they playing it out wide, we're not able to cover the spaces. Pape Metesa had the presence of mind to put the ball into the box. They had two players there. Maguire had dealt with Solanke. Luke Shaw and Dogu just could not communicate to find who was going to deal with Brennan Johnson. And they also had a bit of a luck because he controlled the ball behind him. But we ricocheted off Luke Shaw and just sat for him. Very disappointing goal, very disappointing game. My spirit is a bit down. I'm sorry if you're watching the video, but as a United fan, as a diehard United fan, it's a bit understandable. I felt like Amorim had the opportunity to right his wrongs in the second half. Immediately the second half started, just bring in Garnacho, bring in Zexi. I understand that, okay, Zexi probably is not fit. But if he can play for 20 minutes, he can play for 45 minutes, definitely. So he left the changes too late, bringing on Garnacho at 70-something minutes, bringing on Zexi 70-something minutes, bringing on Maino at the 88th minute. I mean, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Highly disappointing. But at the end of the day, when you weigh how our season has gone, it's a bit understandable, Out of the FA Cup, losing to Fulham, out of the Carabao Cup, losing to the same sport size, abysmal performance in the Premier League, was 16th. The Europa League was the only place where we felt like, yeah, we could definitely, right this season. But we just played the team that wanted it more. Tottenham also a position below us in the Premier League. They're 17th. They're also out of the FA Cup. We're early out of the FA Cup, early out of the Carabao Cup, early. And this is the only thing that they could have used to salvage their season. Even salvage the history of the team, and they did it. They felt like they wanted it more. And you could see Postecoglou when he mattered the most, he went away from his usual high line possession style of play, because he understood that it's a final. It's a final. Get the first goal and lock the door. That's what people do in finals. You put your best legs out there. The man had the presence of mind to even sit down their own captain, their best player, Son, who he knows is not 100% fit. He sat him down. So I don't understand why Amorim couldn't, sit all him down. It's been a non-differential for us over the last few months. Defenders are not scared of him. Defenders are not. They don't even feel his presence. Mason Mount, the same year. You have I'm pretty sure if you had Garnacho on the left and Ahmad on the right, then definitely we could have made something out of the game. But like I said, in retrospect, really disappointing performance. Very, very sad. Very, very distraught. I've gotten a lot of slack, a lot of banter from a lot of friends, which is quite understandable, but nothing to write home about. Really nothing to write home about. The team, like Ragnick said a couple seasons ago, it needs an open heart surgery. It needs to be opened up. A lot has been swept under the rug. A lot has been let to go on for far. We spent billions of pounds and we still do not have a team. We don't have holding midfielders. We don't have midfielders that look comfortable on the ball. Our defenders don't look comfortable on the ball. If Bruno is not with the ball, we look clueless up front. We need quality. We need to get quality. I'm on the flip side, I'm happy a bit that we're not going to be in Europe next season, so that we can focus domestically. We can tear down whatever assumptions that we have about the team. I don't think that team is properly constructed. I don't think the players, complement each other properly. The sort of players we have, anyways. Over the last few seasons, we've won titles, and it's sort of like papered the cracks. But I'm happy that, maybe we need to start having serious conversations about where we are as a team, about where we are in terms of quality, in terms of attributes of the style of players we're signing. You look. I understand that the players are distraught. You look at Mazraoui when he went off; he was evidently distraught, and rightly so, because he gave his all season long. But can the rest of the players, can they beat their chest and say, yes, I gave it my all this season? Can a lot of them say that? You look at Joshua Zexi coming back from that hamstring injury. Someone would have ruled out for season, fighting hard, fighting back to still play. Look at Dalu, out of the season with a calf injury. He fought hard in rehab to still play. Then you have some guys that are out for 3, 4, 5 months. You don't even know what is going on. So a lot of things need to be said. A lot of candid conversations need to be had. But all in all, like I said, sad day for any Man United fan around the world. The game didn't go our way. It didn't go as we wanted. Congratulations to Tottenham. Congratulations to Postecoglou. He has come under a lot of slack over the last 2 seasons. But like he said, he always wins things in the second season, and he's won it. Hopefully, Amorim gets it right. Hopefully, we get to, do a proper heart surgery for the team. Sell the guys that are surplus to requirements. Go back to the drawing board. Get in quality players. We need certain attributes. We don't have that. We don't have holding midfielders. We don't have creative players whose name is not Bruno Fernandes. It was evident tonight. He had a poor game. The Tottenham guys were all over him. He was playing in a deep line position, and we couldn't create anything up front. We need a striker that defenders fear. Defenders do not fear Rasmus Højlund. There's no reason to be scared of him. He can't hold on to the ball. He doesn't understand angles. He doesn't understand how to run into spaces. He's never where he's supposed to be. We need a striker. We need experience in that team. I think we have a good base. I like Lenny Yoro. I like what I saw him as Ravi this season. Obviously, Delete is great. Maguire is good. I think we need a new goalkeeper too. Bruno Fernandes is there. I'm okay with the base of Amad and Garnacho, but we need to infuse quality into that team. We need to infuse serious quality into that team. Look at the sort of goals we've considered all season long. Cheap goals. We keep possession for a long period of time. We find it difficult to score. Then the opposition team just scores, and the game is done. And it's been a recurring theme all season long. But all in all, signing out of the Europa League was really sad. Unbeaten throughout the season. You look at that game against Lyon, where we fought back from the brink of elimination. Look at how we dispatched Athletic Bilbao. Then you look at the performance in the final tonight. It's a bit sad. It's a bit disappointing. It's a bit annoying that we get to lose the title in the manner in which we did, allowing Tottenham Hotspur end their trophy drought. It's sad. It's disappointing. They get a Europa League title, they get an European title, they get to play the Super Cup, they get qualification into the Champions League, and they get £100 million. And Manchester United are left with nothing. It's sad. It's annoying. It's disappointing. I'm sorry if I sound a bit harsh, but the hierarchy in the team needs to start thinking of the way forward. We need to go back to the drawing board. What are we doing? Let us get. If Amorim is going to remain as the coach, let him choose the players he wants. The ones he doesn't want, let him go. Enough of papering the cracks. Enough of getting signings just because you want to sell tickets, because you want to sell jerseys. It has gone on for too long. We've not won the Premier League since 2013. We've not won an European title since 2017. It's going on for too long. Things need to change, and hopefully it does next season. Well, like I said, it's just because of my United YouTube channel. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Till we meet again.